let me guys ask you guys a question. If police officers are known to write false reports and wrote a false report on someone, because, Chance left, but they all three, was in it. They all three stopped me and gave me, a ticket in the road for riding a bike. But everyone else can ride a bike in a road, but since it's me, I got the ticket. But the thing is, while I'm talking about it, as soon as they did that, Brandon got rewarded, got bumped up as captain. Jordan got rewarded, got bumped up as K9. And Chance, he left because he was the ringleader. He was the one that stopped me that night. So the pressure really got to him because, he was the one that stopped me, like I said. So they had like a little talk with him. All the pressure's getting onto you. So you might want to move to Chillicothe. You might want to move to Chillicothe because I'm telling you, we can't keep you. Because there's too many people talking about you, because he had more stories than the stories that he had was more than my story. He had like 10 other stories, people on him saying that he done stuff to him, and everything else. It's crazy, that these boys are still allowed to be cops. If they're known to write false reports and do this and do that, what are they doing still in that uniform, still allowed to take their cruiser home? Hell, Brandon don't even have tags on his cruiser, and he's still allowed to pull people over if they have messed up tags. Like, how does that even make any sense? Like they're allowed to pull people over, but they don't even have tags on their cruiser. Like, get a damn tag on your cruiser. Blankenship. That's just like when what's his name first came into town. They didn't even have name tags. They didn't even have no name tags. Like, say you didn't even know what officer done this. That's why a bunch of people says, well, this officer done this to me, but I don't know his name, because at first they didn't even have name tags. They didn't even have no name tags. It's crazy. Now they got name tags though. But and then another thing, when both of the Blankenships was like working together, they had they told people, oh, my name's Blankenship. So, they didn't know which one it was. They didn't give their first initial. When people asked their name, they just said, yeah, my name's Blankenship. They didn't say, oh, my name is Chance or my name is Brandon. They used their last name. So when people snitched them out or people told on them for doing stuff corrupt, they didn't know which one they was talking about. But anyways, and Ironton changed that, and then I put, them on blast for writing that false report on me, because it was a false report. They put in that, I got caught on a motorcycle with no license or insurance. That's a false report. How can they still be trusted after that false report? And like I said, the body cam disappeared, the paperwork all disappeared, everything just disappeared. When I went in there and requested everything, I even had the IA, like Ironton auditor, go in there and request. They wouldn't give shit to him either, because they know that they messed up and they wanted to keep that stuff to their side. They're like, yeah, we're gonna keep this stuff, we're gonna hide this shit. And it all disappeared when Chance left to go to Chillicothe. It's so crazy. I made a video about how Chance left to Chillicothe, and people commenting like, come and help me. He's doing the same thing here in Chillicothe. He's doing the same thing here in Chillicothe. So how are those boys still allowed to be police officers when they are so corrupt? I don't know, just another day here in Ironton, Ohio. But these corrupt cops will ever change? I doubt it. And like I said, why is Blankenship still a cop? Why is McKnight still a cop? Why is Jordan still a cop? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like I said, McKnight had a meth dealer living in his house as a cop, Bradley, and he didn't know nothing about it. Yeah, right, he knew everything about it. The neighbors even said he knew stuff about it. Like, the neighbors even said there was traffic coming in and out of that house, his household, every night. And as a police officer, he should know what goes on in his house. But like I said, the people know around here. They just don't say nothing because, these boys do like to come after you if you say something. But like I said, another day in Ironton. How is he a police officer, having another police officer living in his house, but he didn't know nothing about the dope that he had in his house? That's a bunch of fucking bullshit right there. Excuse my language, but that's a bunch of bullcrap. That's kind of like if you let someone live in their house and they got arrested for dope, they got busted for dope, you're going to go down too because it's your house. You're going to go down too because it's your house. How come he didn't go down because it was his house? He should go down, you know. They should treat everyone the same. But since he's a damn police officer, he didn't get no trouble. He got bumped up. Another day here in Ironton. What a joke. And I'm not holding nothing back. I'm just going to talk about what I talk about nowadays. If they don't like it, they can kiss my been on third ass.